Tuesday, August 2nd, 2023. So it's called to order. Barbara, would you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, call the roll for order.
Trustee Braxton.
Here.
Trustee Ransom. Here. Trustee Savage. Here. Trustee Township. Here. Supervisor Marshall.
Here. Next item on the agenda is the approval of the agenda. Is there any discussion, anything changing or anything? If not, please call the roll.
Trustee Braxton. Trustee Ransom. Aye. Trustee Savage.
Aye.
Trustee Township. Aye. Supervisor Marshall.
Aye. Next item is the approval of the minutes for July 18th, 2023. Has everyone gotten and looked over the minutes? You have, I understand, corrected one typo in there, and that was it. Madam Clerk?
Yes.
Any questions on the minutes? If not, I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Sorry. Will you call the roll?
Trustee Braxton.
Aye.
Trustee Ransom. Aye. Trustee Savage.
Aye.
Trustee Township. Aye. Supervisor Marshall.
Aye. Next item is public comments. I have two individuals that signed up. First of all, Linda Ellis.
Yes,
Can you come up to the microphone, please?
absolutely.
Is the mic on? Make sure. Is it?
It's okay, my voice clears.
Good evening, ladies, good evening. I don't want to be too loud, I am as it goes, but anyway. My name is Linda Ellis. I've been a resident of Bolingbrook for 35 years. I've lived in Township Park for 20. And I'm here tonight to oppose the purchase of the land that DuPage County is looking to build their new pantry and possibly some type of homeless center or help center. I'm not exactly for sure what that might be, but our property is, we worked hard to keep it, maintain it, and feel safe and comfortable. And my question to you is, how are you living? Are you living in a safe area? Do you feel comfortable in your home? You don't have to worry about strangers mulling around in areas in which they do not belong. I am not opposed to helping anyone in any way or whoever might need it. But I do feel that this is an inappropriate area to build such a vital thing for the area. That Romeoville works fine. If it needs more updating or something better to serve the community, I'm all for that. Again, I look at the business, the traffic pattern, small, busy area. It takes it forever to get in and out of there. We have the fire department, we have schools, businesses, banks, other homeowners, other renters, people that want to feel safe and comfortable in the area in which they live. I do know that, I don't know exactly how many, but I will take a look at some point in time. There's a lot of retired people, myself included. I just retired in December, so I'm spending a lot more time at home. I don't feel uncomfortable sitting out at night in my gazebo. I don't feel uncomfortable riding my bike around the area in which I live. It's quiet, it's nice, not a lot of car traffic. But I do feel that if something larger or more open to the public is allowed to be built and kept there, this is going to really impede on my safety and my current living status. I really wish the board would consider or look at other properties that are available in Bolingbrook, because there's immense properties, which, as I said, One Millville seems to be working fine. Deliveries are being offered for people that can't drive, from what I'm told. So there are other options other than the small parcel of land that seems to be imminent on everyone's mind at this point in time. I thank you and have a good evening.
Thank you. Rose Loesch?
Yes,
Is that the right pronunciation?
Loesch.
I've been a resident here for 21 years. I love this community over here. I love the neighborhood. And I don't feel that the food pantry would be a good spot over here on the corner. It's going to bring so much traffic. The children that walk over here, we have problems turning here now. The fire department, the buses come this way. I just feel that everybody in this community would rather not see the food pantry in here. I just don't understand why it has to be over here when, like she said, Linda said, that the community in Romeoville is perfect. Or why can't you put it in back of Tasty Biscuit? All that land back there, it would be the ideal place for a food pantry over there with the traffic and everything else. But we have to worry about our children. I don't have children that go to Bolingbrook. I don't have children that go to Brooks. But I love this safety of children. We do have children in our subdivision. And with all the traffic and everything, it's going to be a nightmare for everybody here. Our property is going to go downhill. And we love the way our property is. Are you people going to pay us if our property goes down? I don't want to sell my house and move away from here. I love this neighborhood. I feel very safe in this neighborhood with the police department, with the fire department. So I don't understand why we have to have it over here. Thank you so much.
Thank you for Is there anyone else that would like to make any comments? If not, we're closing the public comment section. Next thing is the supervisor's report. And the thing I want to talk about mostly is our tools for school. If some of you heard last night, I made the thing that we were we had 810 backpacks. Well, there are some changes to those numbers. What it is we have actually given out 783, but we have 43 backpacks that are awaiting people to pick up. So that would mean a total for the tools for school of 826 backpacks if everybody picks up their backpacks that are still out. And we have some of the staff that is calling the 43 to remind them of that, to pick up their backpacks. So 826 total. What we actually, at the next meeting, I will be presenting an item for approval for supplemental for this, because it was, the 826 is a lot more than we were anticipating originally in there. And so we had to buy more backpacks and we had to buy more kits and everything else. So I will be proposing an increase in that budget at the next meeting. But we don't have all the figures yet. It's as exactly how much we had to spend to get the extra ones. Does anyone, any of the trustees, I know some of them were here at the event. I mean, Terry, you were at the event, weren't you?
Correct.
Okay.
What are you, I'm sorry, were you looking
I don't know if you.
Oh, it was a great event. It was a great event. It's our third year. It's the first year that we actually had an actual event since COVID. So the last 2 years it was just pull up and grab your backpacks, pull up and. So it was a great event.
Second item is, and this should be close to your heart, Terry, is that we do have the township flags. Remember, we had the contest and we approved someone, and we do have township flags. So if you bow with the author.
Yes.
This is the new township flag. That was designed by one of our
Spend the money on
students
flags.
that contest, and we had a couple of entries, and this is the one.
Yeah, what about the bowling?
Each of the trustees will have a flag.
Oh,
Okay, so that's.
yes.
Yes, it is. Turn around.
So we'll be able to fly outside on the boat?
What?
It's not outside.
You'll probably find it underneath the American flag. Now we have some action items. First of all, as we have signed, there will be a food pantry update at each monthly meeting, letting you know some of the things we had. As you well know now, we did not have the hearing before the planning and zoning committee meeting. It has been postponed till October at that meeting. And one of the reasons was there was not time for them to basically study the traffic study that we had paid for. And there was a couple items like the security plan for the property, like cameras and everything else like that we have it, but we have to put it right for them. Okay? And also, they were concerned about the wraparound services. That term seems to have gotten people, concerned. And actually, what the wraparound services are, it's just the services we currently are doing at the township office, such as LIHEAP, Salvation Army, the Recorder of Deeds, the Joliet Catholic Veterans, senior things, the Veterans Administration, and those types of services that we do there. We'd be moving it over to the food pantry. Okay.
Are you looking at any questions?
What?
Questions?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I just have one question. I know that the meeting was moved again. You said to October. So I just wanted to know for that October meeting, do we have everything that we need to have answered and submitted? And so that meeting can take place?
We will be.
We know everything, I guess. Because it seems like I keep getting surprises later.
We've got the information, we just need to put it in writing and submit it to the planning commission. I will be having a meeting with the architect and our attorney who's doing the lead for us and going over any changes in the food pantry and anything else we need. So we'll be doing that.
So just one additional question regarding the traffic study. We paid and we did a traffic study, we submitted that to them, correct? Are they also doing a traffic study? Or they just reviewing the traffic study and we submitted to them?
Yes, they hire an outside third-party traffic engineering firm, I'm not sure who they're using, to review our study and offer comments. And part of the reason for kicking it down the road is they wanted to make sure, depending on what that feedback is that they receive, the township has an opportunity to respond, or if needed, tweak something or make some adjustments. ultimately, while we obviously want to move forward as quickly as possible, it is more important to the township to get approval on whatever timetable it's going to take to get approved. So the group suggested that in October they give them plenty of time to conduct all their internal staff reviews, offer comments, get the third-party traffic engineer to review our traffic engineering report, and then give us an opportunity to respond if questions or concerns.
Because our traffic report was favorable. I mean, it wasn't a concern from what I saw.
Well,
That 70-page document?
that's right.
The traffic report isn't, favorable or unfavorable.
I mean, it shows that it wasn't an issue during those times.
And, but their comments were basically very, favorable. They said it didn't really look like it would, have any real impact on the traffic. But,
On this public
they
comment, you
also,
can't say
the
anything.
firm that did the traffic study that we paid for, will be available for that meeting. So if there's any questions about how the traffic study was done or what their comments and everything was.
Yeah, because the company used for the traffic study is recommended by the village, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The company we used,
Is that all the minutes?
actually, we didn't know any companies that did traffic studies, so we asked the village and they gave us the names of people that they had normally used, so we just called them and they gave. Actually, we had a couple of people we called. One of them we discounted because they were going to take like 8 to 10 weeks just to start the traffic study, and that wasn't acceptable as far as timetable. So, but the company that did the traffic study has done what they said indicated was many traffic studies for the village.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Okay. Is there any more questions? Okay, then I'll move to action item B. And this is, you have in your package, quotes for the gazebo roof. And that's the roof right back there.
On the gazebo.
I'd like, we have a couple of things. I thought that the pricing for that small roof was kind of high.
I did too.
So I would like to table this item and go out and see more discussion on it because it seems high for that extremely small. And if you notice, we currently have a shake roof on the gazebo over there, and what they're proposing is just a regular, regular roof on there. It seems high, so I'd like to table it, and it's not an emergency situation. So I entertain a motion to table the discussion for the roof replacement on the gazebo until next month.
I'll second.
Any discussion or questions on it?
Seems wise.
Okay, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Braxton.
Aye.
Trustee Ransom. Aye. Trustee Savage.
Aye.
Trustee Townsend. Aye. Supervisor Murphy.
Aye. Next item is, if you have in front of you, you have 3 quotes for the repair on the pothole repair on Bluff Road, and also some pothole and repairs at the Michael subdivision and the Old Orchard subdivision. If you remember, we're responsible for Bluff Road, but we're also responsible for those 2 small subdivisions on 135th Street. Okay, and I would recommend that we go to Maggio, which is, if you look at the thing there, they did last year's repairs on Bluff Road, and they also are the lowest bidder on that. But this is like what we talked about as far as why we need to get Bluff Road completely shut, resurface and that, because you see the money that we're spending on just potholes every year in repairs. So, I would make a motion that we go with
Bought the
Maggio.
truck.
What are the asphalt?
Why? It's a refrigerated truck for the pantry.
And they're the ones that have, and also in it, there is, if you look over at the bridge, right after the bridge from the village to the township, if you go to the right, there is a section of about 30 to 40 feet of thing where the asphalt, pathway is all torn up and everything, and that's included in the repairs. Since we were going to be getting them doing this other stuff, we figured put that in there too to get that done. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Now, any discussion on it?
We have to do it.
So we have to do things, so we have to do it.
We really would like to get it done before the winter
For
season.
when?
So, and if we could have done it this week, it would have been perfect. But laying asphalt on 90-degree days is perfect weather to do it.
So it's in is that from Margie?
Yeah,
Margie, it's Margie.
MAGGI, and they're the ones who did the repairs last year on Bluff Road.
Oh,
So, and what that will include is like, they can only do half the road as far as repairs because they have to have access for the people on there. And you know that, we do have a grant from the state of $1.2 million to resurface, Bluff Road. And that was done by, Representative Pavlar. She got it there. And I have, I even got it right inside.
We have to pay the front business.
I'm sorry, what?
We have to pay the money, and then we get that money.
No.
Oh, that's
What happens is on projects like this, what usually happens is the contractor works into both costs of holding the money because they have to do the work and then we get the money and then they get paid. So they may not get paid 90, 120 days afterwards, but they're used to that. Contractors are. Any more discussion on this? If not, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Braxton.
Aye.
Trustee Ransom.
Aye.
Trustee Savage.
Aye.
Trustee Townsend. Aye. Supervisor Marshall.
Aye. Next item is, if you will remember, we got a grant of $101,000 from Northern Illinois Food Bank for the purchase of that refrigerated truck towards that. And so of that, $76,000 is supposed to go for the trucks, and then $25,000 towards a driver for the truck. What it comes out to be is, though, one of the, pictures of the tax on it is that we have to go and spend the money by October. So what we're doing is, we have ordered the refrigerated truck. We approved that, and the delivery, of course, is outrageous, and it probably won't be until probably January or February of this next year. But we have to spend that $76,000 that we're getting from Northern Illinois by October. So we're proposing putting this $76,000 on as a down payment on the truck, and then when we get the truck, then we'll get reimbursed on it back. So if we don't do it in October, we lose the money.
Oh, they will lose the money.
So I would entertain a motion that we go and do a down payment of $76,000 on the refrigerated truck.
Second.
Is there any discussion, comments, or anything? If not, could you please call the roll?
Trustee Braxton.
Aye.
Trustee Ransom.
Aye.
Trustee Savage.
Aye.
Trustee Townsend. Aye. Supervisor Marshall.
Aye. The next item is, if you remember, we had approved, putting in cameras at the League Center, 2 cameras over there. And what happened is we approved it, we went to place the order with the company, and then all of a sudden, he said that quote was a mistake. It was for one camera, not two, even though it said 200. So we stopped that, and we went out and we gotten new quotes on it. And so you have in the packet the quotes for the camera, and that does include 2 cameras. Okay, and one of them will be, it's going to be a camera looking at the parking lot over at the Lady Center and the other one will be a camera pointed towards the front entrance and including the side entrance there. So, and it's for security and everything. First of all, security for the seniors, especially in the winter when it's dark, when they come out for that, and then also for the parties and everything that they have there. When people are leaving the side entrance and that, we'll have a camera on that. But the one we're recommending is, I think the first one, Quantel, is that? That's the least expensive one.
Right, $2,421.
Yeah, and that's with 2 cameras installed.
That's not the company we went with before, right?
No,
Okay.
they're one of the other, but they were higher, so we're going with the lowest bid. I would entertain a motion to accept the, how do you pronounce it? Quintel?
So I have a question, what is it called? Yes.
I entertain a motion to accept their bid for the installation of 2 cameras at the Levy Center.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Any comments?
I have a question, so for that particular company, they only offer the 1-year warranty?
What's that?
They only offer 1-year warranty.
Mhm.
That the other company offers 3 years? So, and it's not, it's an additional.
I don't think it's still
We don't
much
think
cheaper. If you notice the third one, they actually quoted equipment and then and then they also had a sign quote for running the wire.
Yeah.
It was much higher.
It's 3,000, so it's 600 more for 2 more years of warranty.
I don't think the warranty is worth that.
Okay.
Any other discussion? Any comments? No? Hearing none, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Braxton.
Aye.
Trustee Ransom. Aye. Trustee Savage.
Aye.
Trustee Townsend. Aye. Supervisor Husky.
The item have, as you know, we've talked before, we have a pool of bartenders and floor managers that we have at the League Center. And we actually, I have 2 here, but there was a third one that came in late. And I will bring that one at the next meeting because we couldn't have it on the agenda. But it basically is a pool of bartenders because a lot of people will, let's say, they can't make this weekend or that weekend, so we have to go to the rotation of finding bar. Linda, do you know how many we have in the pool right now? 4? Okay, so this will be 6, and then we'll have maybe 7, and we'll be using them on a rotation basis for the events. And like right now, we're booked up on the weekends, but up until December this year. And then next year, the entire spring and summer and fall, we're booked up on the weekends. In fact, there isn't an open Saturday until 2025. So we have all these events coming up, so we need bartenders and we're stuck if we can't. We don't have enough rotation. And all these people have full-time jobs during the week, so this is just a side job for them. So I entertain a motion to approve to add the 2 additional part-time hire items.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion, comments, questions on it? If not, please call the roll.
Trustee Braxton.
Aye.
Trustee Ransom.
Aye.
Trustee Savage.
Aye.
Trustee Townsend. Supervisor Marshall.
Aye. There is no executive session, we have nothing, no executive session. So we will then go for Roman numeral 12, which is approval of township bills and claims. Everyone has those? No. We have them in order. Any questions, any comments or anything else? Well, first of all, I entertain a motion to approve the bills and claims.
So moved. Second.
Now, any comments or questions on it?
There's one bill there, signature issue, but that's pending, so.
There is a question on that, and I need to talk to someone why they went and approved that without my signature.
Okay. So that's, we don't,
But it is a legitimate bill, so we will pay it, but there is a question of not getting the signature on it beforehand. The rule for the township is any expenditure has to have the supervisor's signature. So if anything under $100, Linda and Jackie both have approval to go and do it, but anything over $100 has to have approval first. Any more discussion? Any comments? If not, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Braxton.
aye.
Trustee Ransom. Trustee Savage.
Aye.
Trustee Townsend. Supervisor Marshall.
Aye. Next item, Roman numeral 13, is reports from the administrative staff and contractors. First of all, do we have a legal report?
Just briefly, I have gone back and forth a few times with counsel for Henry Brothers, the potential construction manager for the Food Pantry and Resource Center. The differences are just over some minor language issues I mentioned. We'll get that ironed out in the coming days, and we'll be ready for action at whatever time the township decides to take that.
Of course, since we're probably not going to be ready to do anything for a couple months, it's not a thing. There's one other item I know that you should be looking at, and that's the agreement with the union of public, whatever it is.
Presumably it is on the Answer Link radar screen. I will double check that and make sure. It is not on the personal radar screen, but I will touch base with Carrie Lynn and make sure that's underway.
Okay, sounds good. Okay. No administrative report. Jackie came to in Mexico.
Yes, but I would like to share a presentation on summer break. And I do have the numbers for our office, which assisted with 48 marriage licenses, 46 benefit access applications, and 8 passports. We also created 260 ID cards for the food pantry for the clients. No, it's
that Mayor Basta offered the fire department and the police department to come over for the kids and that. And from what they were talking, the kids absolutely went nuts over it, especially the fire department. So we had a lot of fun with that. Anything else on that?
No, that's it.
Okay, that's it. Okay. Lady Senate Director.
As I state every month, the membership continues to grow at the Lead Center. I'm amazed at how many couples have joined, so it's kind of neat to see a lot more of the men coming out. I think we're up to 9 men, 9 male majors on Monday against the class. They seem to really be enjoying it. Our recreational trips and in-house events basically are selling out within a week of us posting them. So we picked the date, met with Gary, we came up with, we tweaked our system for sign up. The new events for September will go on sale August 29th at 9 a.m. There's 4 of us here. 1 will be giving numbers and 3 will be enrolling them in the various programs. We're not going to take any phone reservations for that day. The next day we'll open the phones up. Challenged on a month-to-month basis to come up with some new, innovative, creative, whatever you want to call it, trips here. So tomorrow will be 115 heated decks and we're going on a mystery trip.
I don't know what.
Oh,
the mystery trip.
Mystery trip.
A mystery trip. So 3 people know. I discussed the weather with Gary. We're in good hands, and we'll report next month what we did.
I have to say, because I mentioned the other day, is I forgot what the mystery trip was. No, she had me okay.
No, it's outside.
Some of our other trips for September include a long distance trip to Martha's Vineyard. We have Senior Olympics in Springfield, the middle of September. We're going to Warsaw, a Polish restaurant, Rosie's Diner in Naperville. We're going to the Old Gung Ho Chinese restaurant, I believe it's in Downers Grove. We're going to the White Sox game. We have a 50% off sale to those tickets.
I'm still going.
Gary told me he wasn't going, and I said, oh yes you are. I know you gotta go. We're going to see a play at Drury Lane as well as a few in-house events.
What's the play you're playing?
Johnny Cash.
Johnny
Ring of
Cash.
Fire. Ring of Fire.
Oh, Ring.
Alright, that's it for me.
You didn't say anything about the luau. No, it's your.
The luau is sold out with overflow, so we're going to try and squeeze another table and a half here. We are allowed 275 seated guests in our facility here. So we know the day of the event, somebody's going to get up and not feel good, so pretty confident we'll be between the 250 and 255 mark with staff and the extra people that help us serve. We're well within our fire department regulations here.
When is it?
It's Thursday, August 31st. So at noon.
4.
Noon to 4.
So if you can make it, you're good.
I'll come by lunch if it's going to be a vegetarian.
What? I'll get you an apple. There's an apple and a bottle of water.
Okay.
Okay, I'll come to serve. With ice.
Anything else?
No, that's all.
What is our list as far as seniors not at the League Center? Do you know what roughly it is now?
We're tweaking our list here because we found some glitches in the My Senior Center. When a senior passes on, we're deleting them out of the system, but we found out that they're still included in the numbers. So I can better answer you next month.
Okay. And we have the vast majority of the seniors that here. We have their emails, so that's how we get. But there are a couple of hundred at least that do not have emails.
out with a list of 400, that was
So they get actually mailed out, gender reporting and everything like that. So even if you don't have emails, they get the information out.
Talk about expanding the League Center.
What's that?
Expanding the League Center.
You see those two areas out there?
a part B.
We're gonna go back.
I thought that was a plan, like, I thought it was something a while ago, you know,
To go back that way?
Yeah, but we have to get the money.
That's what I'm saying,
more grants.
the
They stop
grants.
giving everything
The
free.
grant for that.
Yes, grants. That's exactly what's happening. I mean, everything we're doing so far, we're getting grants.
Give everything free.
What?
Is that on the list?
Yes.
No, it's not free.
No, those two, on the list is those two areas right there, is moving a wall back to the edge of the thing there. And it would probably add about 75 to 80 more capacity to the League Center that we can get as far as that. But the big key is, and we're working on it, is parking. And we'll have something by the next meeting as far as what we're doing on that. That's not. Okay. All right. Food pantry, no, we don't have. General assistance.
So, just much like June, July was another pretty busy month for our General Assistance Office. Total number of 18 households had applied for emergency assistance. 13 were approved, 4 were denied, and 1 household still has a pending application. Of those approved, 4 households were assisted with their ComEd bill, 3 for their night court bill, 1 for their Illinois American Water bill, and 1 for their apartment complexes utility bill, because the way that they have it set up with their apartment complexes, that the utility bill is tied to their rent, and so they were falling behind on their utility portion of their rent, and so there was a threat of eviction, and so we were able to assist with that. And then another household was assisted with their Village of Romeo bill water bill. Of those denied, 2 of them were because the grant amount from the township would be enough to alleviate the circumstance, which only the township can only pay if we know that it's going to alleviate that either the service disconnection or the eviction that they might be facing. And then another household was over income, and then another one was they didn't have the eviction order or sheriff notice for the utility. As for general assistance, one new resident might possibly qualify. When they had called my office for some assistance and got to know their situation a little bit more, it seemed like they could possibly qualify for general assistance, and so I sent them an application and waiting for them to get back to me so that we can move forward with that. With regards to the programming at the township, 1 household received 2 Goodwill vouchers, 8 households received help from the H2O program, that's through Illinois American Water. 5 households were assisted with applying for the Night Court Shield Hearing program because that application is online only. 2 households applied for assistance with the Salvation Army Service Extension, 1 of which was for their Night Court bill, another one for their Illinois American Water bill, and then 1 person was assisted in obtaining the free state ID for being homeless. So in terms of the other services to the General Assistance Office. In terms of referrals, approximately 72 were given out during the month of July. 10 were for referrals to services outside of the township. 7 food pantry referrals, 5 for the Will County Center for Community Concerns, 3 for the Illinois Department of Human Services, 3 of them for Community Service Council, 2 legal referrals, and then 42 other referrals for various other services that don't quite fit in one category. A couple of outreach events that happened recently, of course, one being Tools for School. We had our own table at our own event, so I was able to talk to a lot of families about some of the services, especially what I do with general emergency assistance, and of course with the food pantry. A lot of the families that were unaware that the township had a food pantry, so I was able to explain to them a lot of the services with the food pantry, especially since, of course, a lot of them were also telling me, well, my SNAP benefits went down, so of course, along with well, that's why, we have that food pantry available for them. Many of the families also too weren't aware that there was somebody like me who spoke Spanish in the office, so they were excited that there was somebody who could speak their language in accessing township services. I also participated in BJ Ward's Kindergarten Bridge Program for new kindergarten parents. The program is meant for new parents at the school and making them aware of the various resources available to them in the area. Again, a lot of families not knowing about our food pantry. At this particular event, a lot of families were more interested in a lot of the emergency assistance program. During a little bit of the downtime while the parents were in their sessions, I got to speak to some of the other vendors that were there, and a lot of them, I was actually speaking to some of the representatives from the West Suburban Food Pantry and from Compass Church, and a lot of them were able to share with me that they were pretty excited and had some very favorable things to say about the possibility of the township moving the food pantry to Bolingbrook. Last week I attended a workshop sponsored by the Illinois Township Association of General Assistance Caseworkers. I would say they have to shorten that name. It was on the different Medicare programs and some updates regarding that. Inflation Reduction Act, some of the provisions in that actually affected some of the Medicaid stuff. I can't remember off the top of my head, not Medicaid, Medicare. Don't remember off the top of my head after the back of the notes. There was also a presentation on SHIP, if none of you are familiar with that. It stands for State Health Insurance Program. It's basically a program to help individuals who are applying for Medicare to see what is available to them, what kind of coverage they can get, especially when it comes to open enrollment, to see if their coverage needs to be changed. I had suggested to Khadijah that with the next township newsletter, since it will be coming out during that open enrollment period, that maybe perhaps put something in there reminding folks that, especially a lot of the seniors who do tend to actually read our newsletter are aware of the open enrollment and how to get resources to speak to someone about the changes, if they want to change their coverage or anything like that, or if they're applying for the first time for Medicare. That is it.
That's it. Thank you. Elected official report. I do not see Ken here, so we're not going to have assessor. Of course, the thing that the assessor's office is, of course, the new assessments that come out, and there's been a multiplier of 1.11 as far as the assessed value of houses, and that is as a direct result. Assessments are based on the 3-year average, and so what happened is the year and all the increases in housing prices have kicked in, so they're kicking up the assessments on all the houses. But the funny thing is that it's total. It does.
We can't
I'm
sell
not sure
what they're
where
assessed for.
the extra money.
They know we
and
can't
taxes
sell
are going,
what they assessed them
because,
for, right?
as I keep saying, it doesn't increase the levy for any of the taxing bodies. So I'm not sure where that money is going to that they do that. But I asked Ken about that, and he hasn't given me an answer yet.
Well, I think it's because it's the assessment that he does, so we don't know, how much our taxes have increased by or will increase by. That was just your assessment. So I think
Yeah, but the assessment is the basis of
I know.
what you tax you on, because the rates, unless the taxing bodies lower their levy rates, you know, it's going to be the same or more, but it's just like our assessment, our levy and that, we go on the basis of a dollar amount, you know, so we're going to get so much money, okay? So if the assessed value of the township goes up, and by the way, this last time, the assessed value of the township went up by, I think, 13%, which is huge, okay? But we don't get 13% increase in levy. So that's what I'm just curious as to what happens with that.
I need to explain this to him.
Hopefully he's looking into it.
Okay, next, Madam Clerk.
Yes, I had last weekend selling your chicken hot, those sales were booming. And then on Monday, when I was going into the township office, I met this very nice couple, and they complimented us on our beautiful garden. So I want to say thank you to Roberto, Bob, and TY on doing such a great job in maintaining it.
Okay, thank you. Trustees, we'll go, I'm going to reverse the order. Green, you're first.
So first, I just wanted to thank Linda for all the work that she does. It actually excites me to become a senior one day. It sounds so fun.
You will be there one day.
Yes, hopefully. I went to Springfield last week for the state fair and Democrats Day, and that was fun. I got to see the governor's speak, which was really nice. And just I adore him. Do you need to spend more time at the state fair? There's so much to eat, and I didn't spend enough hours there. I want to thank everyone that volunteered and the staff. The school I couldn't be there. I heard it was great, so I appreciate everybody. I also attended Romeo Fest. It was a week and a half ago. And that was a great event. The petting zoo, they had ponies, face painting, some kind of like balloon show. The food trucks were different than what you would typically see. So my family and I had a really great time there. And then just a quick update. A few months ago, we discussed possibly streaming our meetings. The township administrator did do a test at one of the meetings. The sound was okay, in my opinion. I mean, you could hear it, but I don't know if it was like clear enough. So I do want to, keep working on that, and then look into a few other details before I write my proposal as Supervisor Marshke requested. And just regarding the food pantry and resource center, is a food pantry and resource center is not a homeless shelter. Homeless people are everywhere. They're already here. People with food insecurities are already here. I mentioned this last month, but homeless people are not violent people. They are oftentimes victims of violence more than they are perpetrators of violence. You can look this up. It's just a fact. And that's really it. But if anybody has questions or wants to talk more about it, our email addresses are on the township website.
Thank you. Debbie?
So I want to thank our Bolingbrook police officers for all that they do for our Bolingbrook citizens and keeping us safe. And I want to say prayers for our officer who was shot recently.
Yes.
And hopefully they will be fully recovered. They're not significantly hurt, but they still need a full recovery. So
there was an email update on that. They went home.
So thank God, but being shot is still no fun. So let's hope that we don't have any more shootings like that here in Bolingbrook and that violence stops everywhere. I also want to say, as the nurse in the group, the next 2 days are supposed to be expected to be extremely hot, humid. So folks, now is not the time to go out on some outdoor mystery excitement. And then for flu shots, those will be coming out soon. They're not here quite yet in most places, but they're coming. And then the COVID vaccine. So if you are at a time frame where you should be getting a booster shot, you want to wait probably until October-ish. There should be a new COVID vaccine booster out, the one-shot booster of Moderna or Pfizer, that will cover the most current things that are going on. So that's what they're working on currently. So like you wouldn't want to get one now, because then you wouldn't get what's currently circulating around in terms of COVID.
Thank you. Carrie?
Just quickly, I just wanted to say that we have started working on Toys for Tots, our holiday event that will be coming up December 16th. It's actually going to be on Sunday from 11 to 2. So we are working on that. Again, thank everyone for the work they did on the summer bridge. It was very successful. And we did find out that one of the directors will be able to come back next summer, so that's great. We will have the same person again to help to continue to make this program successful. And then Monday, we're meeting the youth committee, and we're still looking for volunteers. So if you're interested in helping our youth and serving on that committee, we welcome you to attend our meeting on Monday at 6 o'clock at the Township. That's it for me. Have a great evening.
Thank you, Carrie.
Just a clarifying question, you said it was on a Sunday?
Did I give you the wrong day?
The 16th is a Saturday.
So it's Saturday.
Saturday.
And I'm glad you mentioned it because we're looking for Santa. Monty. We're ready to jot that date down again. We'll get you a Santa. And the library is on board again, Khadijah.
Monty is very good at making something
Santa.
ridiculous.
Library's on board.
What day is it?
December 16th, Saturday, 11 to 2. And we have our flyers there, so that should be coming to you probably tomorrow or so.
I haven't seen it.
I know, you have, we just waiting to get the approval of the library.
Thomas?
Yeah, I just want to echo what Debbie was saying about offering thoughts to the officer and stuff at the gunshot. It's good news he's going home. That's a good thing. But yeah, we often forget or it's easy to overlook how much folks put themselves at risk for our protection. And it's case in point. So that's what it is for this. Also, I was able to attend the Jubilee the other day. There are a lot of hardy people there, tolerating heat. And it was everybody was really slow, except the band on the stage. Even they were water study on. You have to have some endurance to get there. I can't claim to be there the entire afternoon. I was there for an hour or two, but all I could find was kudos to everyone who tolerated the heat of the Jubilee.
It was Sunday?
It was Saturday.
Oh.
I'm sorry, what's that?
Yeah, that's what I was
Sunday was. Yeah, it shows how to stay clean. I also want to congratulate the events here, the Tools for Schools and the bridge program, successful program. I mean, it just demonstrates what we can do. And it's successful programs, I guess, programs are appreciated by the community, and it's a good thing to do. It's all good. And also, I point to Monty for his leadership in getting the stonework completed in both of the cemeteries. I think we have a bunch of pictures that don't forget. Yeah. So yeah, the next newsletter will show off it will show off that anyone who has not yet recently visited the Gordon Cemetery and Alpharetta Cemetery, check out the new stonework that's there that Monty was instrumental in making happen. So good on you. And that's all I have.
I thank you. Now, before I will entertain Mr. Signatures on all the stuff that we passed tonight. Do you have everything? Okay, well, let's get it signed before we adjourn.
Okay.
Before we sign that, I would like to thank all the residents for coming out our meeting this evening. We do appreciate your feedback. I really, as I listened to some of the comments regarding the food pantry, we really wish that we had gotten some of that feedback prior to some of the decisions that were made. So, thank you again for your comments. We do appreciate them. And if you
Did they already
have
buy the
questions,
land?
we'll be happy to answer them.
Did they already buy the land or something?
Because things have started to move already.
All right.
Are we sure they're gonna buy the land?
I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, with no further discussion. With no further discussion, we call the roll, please.
Trustee Braxton.
Aye.
Trustee Riggs.
Aye.
Trustee Savage.
Aye.
Trustee Townsend. Aye. Supervisor Martin.
Aye.